They're two very, very good goals. Have you got a favourite?
I will say the second one. I press all the defender and I take the ball and I shoot and I score. I want to thank God for that.
The way that you were determined to keep going there with defender pulling at your shirt and you just kept going, and the finish is exceptional. It's really good.
We worked hard on the training. After training we tried to do some finishing with RUDD, so I tried to shoot and I score. Yeah.
The team came out in the second half with a real determination. What did RUDD say to you at half time?
Since he arrived, he gave us a lot of confidence. It's been important for everyone, and he said the same things. We have to play like we know, and I want to thank God for the victory.
You have had to be patient for your opportunity. You've taken that opportunity now. How do you feel about your performance today?
I'm here to work hard, and even when I don't start, I come on. I try to do my best every time, so I am happy to score 2 goals today, and the most important thing for me was the win together.
And how's that foot? You came off, you weren't walking brilliantly.
What?
You okay, your foot?
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah, good.
Thanks, AMAD.
Thank you so much, thank you.
A bit of a game of two halves. First half was quite sticky. The second half, you must have had a conversation with them and really kicked on.
Yeah, I agree. First half was poor, although we didn't give a lot away, hardly any chances. But that wasn't a good performance first half. Second half, I think the players reacted well, knew they can do and have to do a lot better. And I think we started to play from our structures and the way we wanted. And that opened the game, and we found our free players in the midfield with AMAD and Bruno and playing forward from there. And when they were marked, we had Casemiro or Ugarte free. And that's where we started to find the free players in the midfield, and we started building more attacks, and that led to the AMAD goal, the 2. He had another chance when he went one-on-one with the keeper. We had Marcus' chance at the end, so that's where we're starting to create better chances.
A couple of penalty shouts in there as well. There was definitely an opportunity for more goals. When your side is capable of playing 1- and 2-touch football in the middle of the pitch, able to turn those balls around the corners, able to cut that press out, is that where we start to see how capable this United side is?
Yeah, that's what we planned to do against the 4-4-2 that is PAOK, and that's where the free players are, and the 4 players we had there, and they were starting to find each other in midfield. So and if they close the middle, we had the wide positions with Mazraoui and with Rashford and Garnacho later on. So that's where we really started to play, and you could see the qualities of the players coming, and that's why it's so important that they are in these positions.
2 brilliant goals from AMAD. I've just asked him which his favourite was. He said the second, and I think that's probably right. He fights really hard in the press. He then is determined to not be held back, and then it's a brilliant finish.
Yeah, that says it all. That says everything about him. And he's not been playing a lot, but he always kept working, fighting, training, extra work. And you saw in that action where he was motivated to win the duel, push forward, and then score in a brilliant way.
Just finally from me, a word on Johnny Evans, who is like a fine wine, isn't he? He gets better with every passing year.
And he grew also in the game, and he was fantastic for us. He led the defense. You know, when we had to push up, when we had to shift, when he talking to the midfielders in front of him. And that's what he does every day in training, and he's helping the team so much. And I trusted him and Victor both together in the centre so much. I never had any doubt playing them, and they didn't prove me wrong.
I think Ben Thornley and I both enjoyed the tackle from Johnny in the second half, where he won everything, put everything into it. It was brilliant.
That's brilliant. But I see Johnny train a day after a game with the subs, and you cannot imagine how many tackles you see like that, and then you know that is the real deal.
RUDD, well done tonight.
Thank you.
Well, as always, great to hear from RUDD. It has been a really short spell, but you can tell just how much he's embraced it.
He just looks like a manager when you see him on the sideline. There's that passion there. He even dresses like a manager. He looks like a manager.
What is it, the roll neck? Does that make a good manager?
It must be the roll neck, yeah. It's the fashion, yeah. The trainers as well. It must be that, the long coat. I don't know what it is. But it just, he speaks well, does he? He's nice and calm, nice and relaxed, goes about his business really, really well. And I'm pretty sure he must have the bug back to be a manager. When you've done it and been successful as he was in Holland as well, going back to being assistant, it must be quite difficult because you'll be frustrated. And I asked him about that before the game, because there are the certain things you won't agree with the manager and you can say it, but it doesn't matter. The buck stops with the manager. And I think RUDD now, look, I don't know if he's going to stay. I don't know. That'll be up to the new men. The men are from Ineos, of course.
Would you be disappointed if he didn't?
I don't know if disappointed is the right word, because I think he should be manager. Just watching the 3 games, he did well in Holland, as I say. He won the Dutch Cup, he won other things. He just looks like he's made to be a manager to me. I don't think he should be anybody's, not puppet, but I think he's better than being an assistant manager. I think he should be managing a club.
We interview a lot of people, don't we? And like, there is a certain charm and charisma about him.
Presence.
There's a presence. Yeah. I mean, I asked him a question earlier and I was like, oh, I'm not sure whether I like it. And he kind of came back with it and I was like, you've got something about you there. Because maybe other people we've interviewed would just back that off. And even on the side, there is that, again, that presence. He's leaning on his team. He just looks confident. I know it might be interim period, but I certainly think, I'm sure there's a part of him that will want to be here to make that change. But I do think he's a manager, and I think being a number 2 might be backwards for him now. I know that sounds bizarre, but I think he's ready to go again.
Agree?
Yeah, like I say, I can't really add anything else to it. He just looks like a manager. He feels like a manager. Say there's that passion on the sideline. He looks like he's got a really good way with his players. Well, I think the players, when they came off, they were respectful of him. They shake his hand and give him a little hug here and there. So it just feels right for me to RUDD go on to be a manager. But look, if he wants to stay, he's got his contract to stay, as he said, for the next 18 months. And if the powers that be still want him, then why not?
Yeah, he's done a great job, unbeaten so far in the 3 matches. Welcome back to Old Trafford. Don't worry, guys, it wasn't that much of a close-up. You were both trying to avoid that one, weren't you? A 2-0 victory for Manchester United here against PAOK in the Europa League. We just heard Karen and Paul's thoughts on Ruud van Nistelrooy, whether he would stay, whether he would be leaving after Sunday's match against Leicester. Let's get the thoughts now of Andre Onana on that very subject with Danny Jameson.
There's one more game now of Ruud van Nistelrooy's interim spell in charge. I know he doesn't know whether he's going to stay on, but you and the rest of the players, would you like to see him be part of Ruben Amorim's backroom team?
100%. He's a very good guy, very good coach. Since he's here, he's helping us a lot. He has so much experience, and by us a lot. He's doing amazing since he's here. Obviously we have him few days as a head coach. He's different, but he's doing amazing. It's fantastic what he's doing, and players are happy. So, but in the end of the day, it's not something we can decide, because the club made the decision, and we have to accept. But this has to be between him and the club, because in the end of the day, they are the one who have to sit on the table and look what is the best for the club.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The players know that the decision is obviously out of their hands, but clearly, Paul, they have all loved working with RUDD.
Yeah, I imagine they will do. As we said, he's got a good way about him. I'm sure, I've never seen him coach, but I'm sure he's a very good coach. But unfortunately, that decision will not be up to the players. I think it should be down to Amorim. If he thinks he's useful, he thinks he'd be useful around and keep him around as a part of his staff, then why not? And you also have to think about RUDD. What will RUDD want? Does he want to be very close to the manager? You think if he's bringing 3 or 4 people in, then it would be a role that will go a little bit down the pecking order and something. It might not be interesting, but you can see the passion there. You can see why he's like. You can see why players like him. And I'm sure they would like him, but unfortunately, that's down to Ineos or Ruben Amorim. Yeah,
well, we wish him the best of luck, whatever ends up happening with that decision. What about Ruben Amorim? 4 days to go, Karen, before this new managerial era takes place here at Manchester United. I imagine he'll have been watching from afar tonight. What do you think he'll have made of the performance and what he's coming into?
Well, there's no doubt he would have been watching. He's got to get up to speed and very quick, and then come into the international break. You know what? I don't think he would have learned any. I think he'll only learn when he gets in and sees the group. If he's playing this system, he's got to look people in the eye. Can they run? Can they do what he needs to do? I think we'll only know more when he starts getting a sense of who's got in the squad. I still think, he's just got to get in there, hasn't he, Scholes, really?
Yeah, he has. Do you know, think about it, I'm really excited about it because, we've been for managers, we've been for players that we haven't really had any competition to try and sign, especially some of the players. We're buying these players and there's not Barcelona, there's not Man City, there's not Liverpool, there's not the big clubs who are after them. I think with Ruben Amorim, everyone's looking and they're a little bit jealous because I think some of them really, really want it. I know he spoke about City once Pep decides to go, so he's thought of in them that high regard. So before you think of Van Gaal. Van Gaal to go on and get a big job at that stage of his career, it was a bit of a surprise. Obviously, Jose Mourinho, this was probably his last big job, and it was a little bit of surprise then as well because you think of all the Chelsea, the rivalry between them. This is the first one where you think, yes, it's a real coup. We've got in there before 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 top clubs around Europe, and it's exciting. We can't wait for him to come.
13th in the Premier League. The question is the focus going to be on what they can achieve this season, or are things more about the long term? Can they achieve top 4 this season under the new manager?
From what we've seen this season, I don't think so. Again, but it depends what bounce he can get out of the players. But I don't think the team's mobile enough to do what he wants them to do in that short space of time. And he's only got a 2.5-year deal, Jules. But I don't think it'll be this season we'll see huge success. Might still be a little bit more suffering before that success.
What do you think? Top 4, is it achievable?
I don't think so. I think it has to be a miracle worker to get just top 4. It's gonna take time. We know that. It could even take 6 weeks. As Karen said, this team probably aren't mobile enough. It could take him 6 weeks to get him to the kind of fitness levels they want. Now you look around the team. I think there are certain parts of it where it will fit into his system. They've got 3 of 6 centre halves. The 2 in midfield I was quite impressed with tonight. I think that's been a problem area for quite some time. But I thought Ugarte and Casemiro really linked up. I think they've got several options as well for them number 10 roles. So, look, fingers crossed he does a good job.
Well, it was a good... Oh, who are you waving at there, Paul?
Someone just there. Hiya, Paul.
You are popular around here, actually, and not just with the Manchester United lot, because one of the PAOK players came over and asked for your autograph, didn't they?
He did, yeah. I wasn't sure he remembered me. It was such a long time ago, yeah, but he wanted an autograph for his dad, so I obliged.
Did he there? There
he
we
is,
are.
yeah. Number 27.
That's...
I can't say that. What's that say?
There we are. Very nice. There you go. Appreciation, Paul, from the opposition.
Yeah, I think I spelt it right as well.
Good. Well done. What did you make of United tonight overall?
I thought they were all right. The game was a little bit flat, I suppose, but I think they did enough to win the game. I thought they was in control of it in most times of the game, really. There was a little spell after we scored, actually, that PAOK became a little bit more dangerous. They had that great chance, as I'm sure we'll see. But other than that, I thought it was quite a comfortable evening. I thought Casemiro and Ugarte, I think that could be the start of something. If we're looking forward towards Amorim, that looks like a partnership that could be good together. I think it allows Bruno a little bit more freedom up the top of the pitch. It was a little bit disappointing in Highland, really. Thought he had a tough night, a difficult night. I think he will improve, though. I think he will get better once he's coached by a coach who I think will believe him. I'm not saying Ruud doesn't believe in him, but we've seen the effect that the centre forward has over in Sporting Lisbon. He scores lots of goals, and I think Ireland is capable of that. Obviously for Diallo as well, it's great night for him. Somebody who's in and out, really needs to try and cement a place, and I think tonight he's gone a long way to doing that.
He began this season starting pretty much most of the games under Eric Ten Hag at AMAD, and then he kind of went out of the team a little bit. He's worked his way back in tonight, just his second start in 9 games, and he looked fresh out there, Karen.
Yeah, we picked him out first 20 minutes, brightest player, sharp, quick, had energy, and he did a press in the first part of the game, and he got the crowd going, and sometimes you need that here. Obviously the mood has been flat, but I keep mentioning the word energy because sometimes running, that gets the crowd going, and obviously that helped him get his second goal as well. But I thought he was the brightest spark tonight. It's just, as a young player and a wide player, is consistency. And you mentioned he's been in and out. You have to be consistently good as a wide player and do the right things at the right time, but that comes with age.
And here's the man who's been coaching him since the start of this season. Ruud van Nistelrooy has come back out to join us. Ruud, thank you so much. We've just been kind of having an overview of the full 90 minutes. What did you make of it?
Let's start with a pretty poor first half, and then I'm nice. And second half was way better. That was clear. I think AMAD made a difference for us today, obviously, but because of his goals. But he was sharp. I think in the first half was also one of the few that had his level. So well done to him. Good game. I think positionally we weren't good at all in the first half. We left our positions. We were taking lots of other positions than we set, because in their 4-4-2 there was 4 midfielders for us against the 2, so to give them a problem. So we were too much out of position and we didn't get the game going. Second half, that was a lot better, and then we got into the game.
Let's focus on the positives then, because AMAD was a bright spark out there for you today. Yeah. These were his first goals since August. So let's take a look at them, because the first one was a header.
Yeah.
What do you make of the goal?
No, it's a good goal. I mean, we like when we're in those spaces where Bruno is to put the ball in between the keeper and the back line. You see the 3 players in the movement, and it's something we work on a lot, also from the beginning of the season. So it's also always dangerous areas to cross from and to I headed it in.
You did, it looked like you were.
So yeah, this we needed. It was a good goal, good Bruno assist, and something that I like, the movement of the 3 reacting on Bruno's cross, so that was good.
This second goal was a great hit. It did take a little deflection, but that doesn't matter, does it?
No, he made his own goal. I mean, it was Christian tried to cross it, and coming inside with the left, getting it in the far post was excellent. But this is what made the goal. You know, he won his own duel and took the shot for the goal. So good goal, yeah.
What's he been like in training? Has he been pushing to start?
Well, he's been incredible, actually. Every time he was never affected by not playing. He was always training well, always stayed on the pitch, doing extra bits. Ruud, let's do more. Ruud, let's do more. And
Boss, let's do more.
Yeah, then now, yeah, just a week. But we did a lot of work before when he called me Ruud, and also that's an example. That's an example.
Yeah, Ruud, I want to talk about Bruno really. But for most of this season, I've been a little bit frustrated with him because he doesn't stay in that position as much as I think he should do. You see him in the right-hand side, the left-hand side, right back, left back, and you can understand because he's trying to help the team. Yeah. Now, these last couple of games you've actually played Ugarte and Casemiro behind him with that extra security. It looked like tonight, for the first time, that Bruno actually played in his position a lot more. Is that something you've tried to say to him?
Yeah, I tried to say it to the whole team. If we can keep those positions, the 10s, and it was AMAD today from the right inside with Mazraoui high up and Bruno on the other side. There's 2 players who can play in these spaces. If we can get from the 6s to them or via the sides to them, then we have everything to play for. We got Rasmus with his runs. It was actually the first good game, good attack in the game where we found him behind the pressure.
The pass was just a little bit short.
A little bit short for Rasmus here when he made the run, and it's exactly what we wanted to achieve. But then we left our position so much again, and it's all goodwill, but it's not helping the team. Not only Bruno, but more players. And second half we stayed more in those positions and we found each other easier, and that led to more danger.
I think that's key for Rasmus as well. You need partnerships in team, don't you? And I think as long as you can get people close to him, I think he had a little bit of a difficult tonight. It weren't his best night, but as you say, that first little bit where Bruno turns, he's in the space, Rasmus makes a run, he can do that, but it didn't happen enough tonight for him.
Didn't happen enough. Second half we were better in positions, but also some crosses where he makes runs in the box that didn't come at the time. So but overall, I said to the lads before the game, it was a year ago since there was the last European win at Old Trafford. I had to
crazy.
We showed that, and we looked at that, and I can't believe this. So we need. I also urge to, it's time to get this turned around and change and build on on something again, and that's what it's about, I think, at this period of time at the club in general.
Yeah, it's a big win. It's a big win.
Ruud, one more game in the dugout as interim manager here on Sunday against Leicester. How much have you enjoyed this spell, albeit short?
Oh, well, you know, for me it was important to get results coming, and there was the Leicester game, the Chelsea game, and now this one. So you know, I can only be happy with the performance that the players put in, and the bit that I could do to help them. I enjoy it, but you know, Sunday is another one, and I'm so focused on doing that, then you know, hardly thinking of what will be next, but it will be a time to do so.
We know you're determined to stay. Have you checked that phone yet? You said
I
you were
did
going
when I
to.
left your desk. I
Nothing.
did completely. I checked my Wi-Fi, and it was all on. So nothing yet. Patience.
Ruud, thank you. We
Thank
really
you so
appreciate your
much.
time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Take care. Thanks.